At Grande Ronde Hospital, we really look to providing the best outcome to our community, and with time-sensitive or critical type conditions and presentations, time is of essence. In heart attack, time is muscle. In stroke, time is brain cells. And we have enacted and partnered with telemedicine providers at our larger facilities in Portland, in Boise, in Seattle. So we use telemedicine to provide that time-sensitive care where we have the specific specialty that the patient needs.
What I noticed early on was that we would have some people of an older generation and a robot would be coming in the room and that was their doctor, and they were like, I want a real physician. Like, what is this? Somebody beaming in on a robot. But as the community gets used to it and they recognize what we're bringing to the table, because what it allows us to do, which is so amazing, is we have specialists and some of the best intensivists and specialty doctors that can beam in on the robot now and consult with our physicians, actually look at the patient, and they'll come right into the bedside and they're the doctor. And these robots have stethoscopes on them. More and more all the time you see patients just being like, wow, my doctor's in Paris? This is cool, they like it. And they like the fact that they can be local here at Grande Ronde Hospital, not have to fly to Boise, not have to fly to Portland, and get the same kind of care that they would get in any big city, because we have world-renowned intensivists who are beaming in and taking care of them at night and working with our hospitalists. So it's expanded our ability to care for patients at a high level. So a lot of critical access hospitals, they won't keep like patients on a ventilator, for instance. They'll ship them to a bigger facility. But our hospitalists can immediately, in the ER, they're intubating somebody, putting them on a ventilator, they're in respiratory failure, we're gonna keep them here, so they'll beam in, they'll write orders, and sometimes they'll even really take over care and just have our doctors be the boots on the ground and collaborate with them throughout the stay. So there's a perfect example of somebody who in a normal critical access hospital in a town the size of La Grande would probably be in Boise.
So one of the first pieces that I looked into when I came into this role at Grande Ronde is the patients were transferring. The helistop is right outside my office, so I hear the helicopter come in, and each time it comes in, I find out why that patient is being transferred. Is that someone that we could have cared for locally? In addition to the cardiology transfers, our second highest level of patient transfers out were patients that needed dialysis. So our ICU manager took a look at that data and thought maybe we could provide dialysis services here at Grande Ronde.
It's like, how hard is inpatient dialysis gonna be? Let's get the ball rolling. And I cold called a nephrologist. I just picked up the phone, dialed Dr. Adcox, who I knew was taking care of patients out here at Fresenius, and he's like, I'm on board. This is what we need to do for local communities. Keep people at home.
Putting those pieces together to care for those patients locally and help these people that they don't have to be alone in a big hospital. They can be right here at home with their friends and neighbors and family.
But as we've purchased the machines, we've got protocols written, we're getting closer and closer. I'm hopeful late spring we're going to be hooking up our first patient to inpatient dialysis and providing now another service for the 50, 60 people in our community that are going through that clinic 3 times a week, that if they have a pneumonia that can easily be taken care of at Grande Ronde Hospital.
We want to be the hospital that everyone wants to come to. We don't want people to have to travel outside of our area for their care.
It's a win-win. Win for the hospital, but ultimately the big picture is it's the best thing for the community.
The torch is a UV disinfectant light. When you set it up in a room, you want to make sure that you put it kind of centrally located so that the light hits as much of the room as possible. It has motion detectors all the way around so that when you do light it up, if anybody enters the room or something, then it turns off as a safety feature. The torch can be harmful to a person. If somebody looks at it, it can burn their eyes. It's not good to have lit up on your skin. It has a remote control. When you turn them on, they have a 15-minute timer. When you first push a button, it beeps, a longer beep to let people know, and then the beeps get closer together and faster, and then once they get really fast, then the beeper stops and it lights up. By then you should definitely be out of the room, door closed. The rooms where the patients are, it's used for if somebody has like MRSA, or if there's a reason that somebody was quarantined in any way. There was a case in the wound clinic. They asked if I could clean it up on the weekend, and I went in and I torched the waiting room. I ended up torching both of the patient rooms, the back office, and the bathroom, so that everything was 100% clear. Well, between the chemicals and everything and all the time of having to scrub, it probably saved me about 5 or 6 hours that day.
There are so many patients who love the care that they've got at Grande Ronde Hospital, and they love the fact that they have the type of care that we have so many services here locally. So they want to support, they want to see us continue to have the best technology, the best nurses, the best doctors, a great hospital that they can go to. And one of the things they can do is absolutely give to the foundation to help continue to bring in these products like the 3D mammography, like the dialysis machines, so that we're giving our community everything that they can have, like the best shot at being able to stay home and get really good, like big city care in a small town environment. So I think that maybe some patients don't recognize, how can I help? I can't go up and volunteer. I can't necessarily be there 3 or 4 days a week or even a couple days a week. What's another way I can help continue to have this great care locally? And giving to the foundation is huge. It's a way to do that.
Grande Ronde Hospital Foundation. It takes a solid foundation to build a strong hospital.